I am in nuclear fusion research. Yeah, that's normally a real good conversation killer.
Welcome to Whitby, the seaside town with an unlikely dark side.
We toned this down a little bit normally, but it's not far off what we'd normally wear, to be honest.
Twice a year, thousands travel to the Yorkshire coast for one of the world's largest Gothic gatherings. Here, Goths are free to be their most flamboyant and fearsome selves. But for the rest of the year, life isn't quite so sinister.
I used to be in engineering.
I'm doing my A-levels at the minute. I work in a school in my day-to-day life. I'm a teaching assistant.
I worked for BT for 24 years.
I'm a mechanic and bus driver by trade.
Well, it's just about everybody. There's goth,
yeah.
There's fetish, there's absolutely everything. And we just fit into them all, really.
It's baby's first goth weekend. She's absolutely loved every minute of it.
So far she's loved it. This will be our 4th year, I think, now.
Do you enjoy it?
Yeah.
You like the goth dolls, don't you?
Yeah.
We were a little bit dubious at first of how baby might react to the different dress and different outfits and masks, and it hasn't been a problem at all.
Well, you must be born into her.
Yeah.
This is Dracula, yes. He's doing really well. He's got a few hundred years yet, I think, left in him. The baby I made myself. I do a little bit of reborning, just as a bit of fun.
What's that?
It's where you get a blank of a doll, then you paint the veins and everything on, and you build it up so it looks like a real baby. And I decided to do something a bit alternative.
For many, the weekend's a chance to escape the shackles of normality and express themselves according to their own rules. Legend has it that it all began in this pub more than 20 years ago.
This is the Elsinore pub. I understand that there was a band put on here and 500 people turned up. They weren't expecting that, and Whitby Goth Weekend began. I've been coming since about 1996, I think it was. Before the days of Facebook, there were lots of groups on the internet, which meant that the goth scene was able to be sort of an underground scene and yet survive because there was lots of contact between the various groups in the cities.
Whitby's Gothic past goes back even further, when in 1897 it became the setting for the beginning of the novel Dracula.
In his book, when Dracula lands, the boat crashes on the cliffs just outside the harbour, and a big black dog comes into Whitby, and all of people's pets disappear and so on. The heroes lived in Whitby at the time, and that was their connection with Dracula. Whitby's very popular with the 1880s Victorians, I think. So it was sort of kept being Victorian. And I think Dracula dressed as a goth, it was just because he was a Victorian gentleman, and it was a popular way of dress.
Since then, Whitby has become the place to be seen for goths from all over the UK.
I really enjoy it because it means that people are like acknowledging that I look different and that I kind of look good while looking different. I'm doing my A-levels at the minute.
What do you hope to do in the future?
I'm not sure, maybe something in politics, hopefully, or law.
Businesses of all kinds take advantage of the Gothic and tourist influx, with the event bringing in an estimated £1 million into the town. Fashion is an essential part of the weekend, and for many, it's an opportunity to explore their own Gothic identity.
You are who you are, like you put your own twist on it. With being goth, you can put your own twist on it, it's what you're comfortable in. We're just normal people, we just like black. I do get stared at and a lot of comments. I'm a dog groomer, so it's quite messy. If I've got the chance to wear my corsets and have big hair, then I will, always. But on a day-to-day, it's not always practical, which is a real shame. But if I go out on a night out, I'll try and wear my platforms, a corset, black hair, big makeup, lots of backcombing, everything like that. But day-to-day, it's a lot more tame. It's always black, everything black. On nights out, I have people coming up to me saying how brave I am to go out wearing platforms and how they like it different. But if it's during the day, it's teenage lads in tracksuits, like making comments and seeing what she's wearing, or kids as well when they don't understand it, saying why is she wearing that. A lot of the parents say, oh, because she's different, because she's a goth. My mum was quite punky, she always encouraged me. I used to dress up in my Halloween costumes on a Sunday afternoon going to meet my grandma. My mum always said, if you want to wear it, you wear it, don't let anybody else tell you different.
So while goths are embracing their difference, what does this town of straight-talking northerners make of this event?
I think it's great. I think it's really good for the town. It brings in just a lot of tourist people from all over the country, and loads of people know about it. I think it's great.
There's a lot of horns, there's a lot of makeup, there's a lot of black lace, there's a lot of body on show.
Yeah.
Oh, we like it, yeah, it adds a bit of colour and drama, yeah, it's good.
I mean, some of them do look real good like they always used to, but some of them, when you see man wearing the same thing as his missus, getting dragged up road by a dog collar, it's a bit, you know what I mean? You just think, well, it's something that you'd see in 50 Shades, isn't it?
Well, maybe 50 Shades of Goth would be more accurate. There are quite a few variations on the Gothic look, such as tribal, steampunk, Victorian, and many more beyond definition.
During the day in Whitby, you do tend to get a lot of the fancy dress, colourful Victorian steampunks and things like that.
A lot of steampunk.
And it just gets darker as the evening gets darker.
They're theatrical in their way, but we're even more creative and theatrical by putting on a performance, and hopefully everybody will enjoy it. We were targeted because we were different. I'm a stronger person for being who I am and shining out a light, and obviously giving, with our music, we give a lot of love, and that's what I want to promote.
The goth subculture itself emerged from the post-punk music scene of the 80s. Less frills maybe, but just as much passion. And as night falls, it's the traditional or trad goths who come out to pay homage to the subculture's musical heritage.
She's taken 30 years off me tonight. She's taken me right back to where I was, 1988. And it's been absolutely magical. In Plymouth, if I dress up like this, I kind of get looked on as being quite weird. People pick me out. And here, I'm just sort of blend in. It's just great to be around like-minded people, enjoying the music, enjoying the vibe, enjoying the fashion. When we saw a guy dressed as an elephant in a pub, I mean, God knows what the hell that's got to do with goth.
The gravestone stuff, the graveyards and all this is a kind of sort of comical element of goth, really. It's not the real goth. But it's all about the music. The scene unusually started off in the north of England, in Leeds. Youth subcultures then generally came in a kind of phase, and you were into that kind of scene for a couple of years, but it's kind of lasted about 35 years for me now, so it's a long time.
You just fell for it, didn't you? You fell for Whitby.
Yeah, really, I fell for Whitby.
I followed my mum. You brought the goth. You started dressing up, didn't you?
Yeah.
I followed it for the first year. I just put a bit of black on, a bit of black and red. And then ever since I've bought the outfits. We have, haven't we? We used to live in a council estate in Sheffield, and my mum used to like to dress the way she did, and as much as she might not agree with it, she did get stick for it, and it never went down that well. People don't like different in places like that, and as soon as I persuaded them to come up here, she can be who she wants to be, and I've got
totally
no
different.
shame in it whatsoever.
It's another kettle of fish, really, isn't it?
Yeah, just coming to the hairdressers room the other day, they thought you were fab.
Yeah, being a goth is enjoying the alternative lifestyle and having fun and partying with everybody else.
Being a goth to me has been a way of life because I've always been different. I care about all different people.
Being a goth to me it's about freedom, it's about self-expression, it's about letting your everyday life go away and just having complete escapism. And the beauty about being here in this beautiful town of Whitby is it is completely and utterly no holds barred. It's just freedom.